Welcome, friends. Today kicks off something special, a cyberpunk noir told across several chapters. The streets are dim, the stakes are high, and the answers are never what they seem. Without further delay, our story begins.
Part 1. The city had started humming again. It always hummed, really. A polite, metallic whine of drones zipping through corridors of air the humans no longer owned. But tonight, it hummed differently. A little sharper, like an orchestra tuning in the wrong key before a performance nobody had asked for. My office sat on the 23rd floor of a building that would have been condemned 50 years ago, if anyone still bothered condemning architecture. The place smelled like cheap coffee and wet concrete, wrapped up in nicotine and busted fans. I had a window that faced the street, not because I liked the view, I didn't, but because I never trusted the environmental AI to light my room without trying to optimize my moods. I'll choose my own gloom, thank you very much. A tabloid drone buzzed past the glass, plastered with the headline, "Population Efficiency Surges. City Celebrates New Migration Statistics." Always an exclamation point, as if enthusiasm could be legislated. The reports had been piling up for weeks, people disappearing in clusters no one wanted to name, because naming made patterns, and patterns made problems, and problems required humans. The authorities preferred the clean version, migration. According to the AI-run municipal census, citizens relocating to higher efficiency living zones wasn't just normal, it was patriotic. Efficient people moved, inefficient people complained, and inefficiency was a civic sin now. I lit a cigarette. No filter, no QR code, no mental wellness tracking. The match fizzed out on my desk, next to my notebook. Paper, real pulp paper, a novelty product these days. Cost me more than a dinner did back when dinners still happened in restaurants instead of nutrition kiosks. On the desk, my battered pocket device blinked with fresh feeds from the police analytics department. Forensic AIs summarized the newest disappearance with a silky confidence that made you want to punch a synthetic face. Case summary. Adult, 34, mildly neurotic, no criminal markers. Predictive trauma metrics, negligible. Likely migration via voluntary relocation hub, no further action required, no marker, no motive, no mess. The new holy trinity of open and shut cases. The machine gods would be proud. But something about this one itched at me, like a splinter in the back of my mind. I shrugged into my coat. Real fabric, badly stitched, smelled like old storms, and took the elevator down. The lobby was tended by a humanoid concierge who greeted me with a voice like a kindergarten teacher sedated for transport. I waved him off. Outside, the rain was jealous. It didn't fall so much as cling to your coat and whisper that you should have stayed indoors. I walked 3 blocks to the apartment of the latest missing person. Sorry, the voluntarily migrated, or whatever we're calling corpses before we admit they're corpses. The building was beige and chrome, the kind of architecture that tried to offend nobody and succeeded only in offending me. 2 sanitation drones hovered by the door with the smug energy of machines who finish crime scenes before investigators arrive. The place was already cleaned, sterilized, and blessed by industrial scents more antiseptic than religion had ever managed. Inside the apartment was a showroom, every surface polished by a unit that didn't care whether evidence mattered. I breathed in ozone, citrus, and the faint static charge scent of synthetic linens. To the machines, mess meant inefficiency. To me, mess meant life. But I didn't see much life here. On the coffee table sat a holographic reminder from the city's migration department. "Congratulations on your move. We wish you a bright future." It shimmered cheerfully. Nobody had signed it. Machines didn't do signatures, liability issues. I canvassed the neighbors, mostly retirees who'd lived long enough to learn how not to notice things. They all wore the same blank expressions people get when AI companions do their remembering for them. One old woman sipped nutrient broth and told me, "He was here, and then he wasn't. The system says he moved. Who am I to disagree?" Her eyes flicked upward as her embedded Clanker companion whispered context notes into her auditory nerve. Nobody even owns their own minds anymore. Basic thinking has been subcontracted out to the AIs. I asked if she'd seen or heard anything before he vanished. She asked her AI. The AI said no. I considered interviewing the AI directly, but machines lie the worst way possible, perfectly, and with too much glaze. I don't need to hear, "What a great question, detective. Would you like to ask about the forensic evidence next?" I left with nothing except suspicion and a dirty cigarette butt I flicked into the gutter, the last human contribution to the urban landscape. That night I sat in a bar that used to be a bar. Now it was a wellness hydration lounge, operated by humanoid attendants with silicone smiles and eyes like polished teleprompters. The drinks came in calibrated doses meant to avoid hangovers, liver toxicity, and authentic joy. I ordered the closest thing they had to whiskey. It tasted like somebody described whiskey to an algorithm that wanted everyone to live forever. I reviewed the case summaries again, and the patterns whispered. Old-style disappearances used to have motives: greed, lust, fear, stupidity. The classics. Now everything was optimized into oblivion. Crimes got prevented, emotions got moderated, impulses got medicated. Chaos had retired. And yet, people kept going missing. Someone out there was either extremely clever or extremely deranged, and I hoped, maybe even prayed, it was the latter, because a deranged human was at least alive in a way efficiency couldn't smother. I leaned back in my booth and watched the drones glide between tables, refilling glasses that didn't need refilling. Outside, the neon blurred in the rain like the city was smudging its own outlines. If chaos was gone, someone had to bring it back. I finished my drink and lit another match just to watch it burn. Tomorrow, I'd find the next disappearance. Someone had to. The machines didn't care about people, only patterns. And I didn't care about patterns, only people. It made us a terrible team,